Hey, Monday, you guys. Here we are at the end of the day on Monday. It's about a little before 9 here, Monday night. I thought I'd come online here as I do every day, as a way to encourage you and ask the question, was your day a manic Monday? Uh, or was it a momentous Monday? Were you making momentum in where you're going this week? I think it's a great question because honestly, it could be either, or maybe a little bit of both. For me, I'm very thankful for making progress and keeping momentum going. That's kind of why I come live every day too, is to encourage you guys in this. But um, if you find yourself in a manic Monday, in the words, you know, of the popular song, is you know what is causing that or what is triggering that for you, and what are ways that you can pivot and adjust from that? Because honestly, we all have manic Mondays at times. The question is, how do we shift it from a manic to a momentous or momentum, if you will, moving you in a positive state, a way of being. Um, and so there's lots of different ways you can go about this. And one of the ways to do it is starting with daily habits. I call morning ritual or routine behaviors that support you every day. Um, One of those ways I do that is through my coaching program, and we do it's called the core here. I'll throw one of the books here. It's kind of learn the core for, live the core for. It's getting you set up in a situation, and I've talked about this in previous lives about having gratitude. I've shared the app that I use. I'll show it to you guys here just so you can see it as a way of tracking and making sure you're in a good state. One of the ways I do that every day is I look at. There you go. You can kind of see that. This is a little tool that I use. But what is zoom in and out? What is your fitness, fuel, meditation, memoirs, version 1 and 2, discover, declare? This is the way I can actually track how I'm doing every day and getting started on the right foot. And so um, there's a lot of ways you guys can do this. I actually use the Full Focus Planner is another tool that I have that you can go through a process of identifying kind of your daily routine. How long does that take? It's an activity that actually I do work with clients on reviewing, assessing what's working, what's not working. But starting off in power and having momentum for your day. How are you going? How are you going about it? Is super powerful to me. And I think when sometimes people just start getting out of bed, and here's the danger that most of you probably would heard this if you're listening to me for any period of time. But do you wake up with your phone by your bed? Do you kind of roll over, just get out, you just pick that up, and you get sucked into the digital world? Which I have been guilty of. I've made a practice of minimizing that and taking some ways that there's ways around it. But not getting into manic. I remember I would like flip on the TV or start scrolling on the news, and to me that puts me in a manic state pretty quickly, at least for me. It doesn't help me get into momentum and help me move in a positive direction. It starts to get my mind spinning, but it's kind of spinning and not moving in a positive direction. It's just spinning, and I got a lot of things going in my brain, and then I'm not clear always on where I need to be focusing for the next throughout the day here. What's your momentum looking like? Or are you becoming more manic in your approach to things, kind of chaotic as things come in at you? There are is this idea that these urgent things kind of come up, and we live, in an attention economy. Um, I value anybody that comes on this stream or clicks on a post because you're choosing to invest time and energy. And that's what I would encourage you to do. If you're coming here and watching this video and checking it, it's because you get value and you know that if I spend time doing this, I'll be enriched. And that's my goal in sharing this is not this isn't clickbait. This isn't, let me just, waste your time candidly. It's like I want to bring value and help you in this journey of life. right? So getting you from manic to momentum in all areas of your life. So for me, it's really, really important that I start my day off with what I call the core four. And I'll just give you a couple of them here today. Uh, since we're still in the new year, hopefully some of you have made commitments to work on your body. And oftentimes this is the time of year where things start to drop off. You start to beat yourself up. Oh, I didn't work as hard, or I missed that workout. Well, here's the trick. Don't quit. That's the trick. Don't quit. Keep making progress. If it really is meaningful for you, and this is important too, understand where you're trying to go. But to the core four, what I'm talking about here, to get you from manic to momentum is this idea of doing something physical that moves you. Hopefully makes you sweat a little bit, but is moving your body. I say weaponize your body in a good way, sharpening the sword, if you will, by one of my coaches and trainers. Um, that is very important because it does literally doing the physical exercise and movement does make your mind smarter, sharper. It helps you be prepared, gives you energy, which sometimes people are I don't they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to work out. I'm gonna be so tired." Actually, you will get more energy from it versus not. And here's the reality, you're gonna have pain in the process, meaning it's gonna be discomfort or something to move you. But wouldn't it be more helpful to move you in a positive direction and by your choice and saying, "Hey, I want momentum to become a better version of myself," versus getting stuck and just saying, "Ah, look, I'm just kind of the same thing I was yesterday, and I haven't really made any progress or movement." So I don't want you to stay stagnant. Movement is life. Stagnant is death. We don't want you to just, fade away into nothing here. We want you in to become a person of momentum, momentous movement, not manic and like, oh my goodness, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know where to look. It's just I'm shutting down because I just don't feel engaged or where to start. So I'm giving you a framework here to work from. The core four has got a number of elements in it. But part of the elements is every day we're looking at two things that you can do with your body. Move it, and that could literally be 10 push-ups, okay? It doesn't have to be an hour-long workout. Depends on where you are in your journey, you know? Some people, it's getting 10,000 steps in for a day, and that's their movement. Fantastic. I'm not here to judge what your movement quality is, and I'm not a coach. I'm not gonna tell you what exactly meaning that part of it. I'm not a physical fitness coach. My coaching is focused on holistic, like, how do we look at ourselves, body being balanced in business. When I talk about body, it's like, what can you do to get in power in your body? So, number one, move it. Move it for momentum. Number two is what is it you fuel your body with? Think about this. Are you starting with sugar? Are you starting with really processed foods? Um, I drink coffee every day. I look and and that's one of the areas where I get caffeine, and I got to be careful about how much caffeine or sugar that I'm taking in. Are you hydrating yourself, right? I just got off a call with another friend, and we were just talking about that, how we don't drink enough water. These are simple things. Again, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not giving you, you know, I'm not here to give you specific advice. You have to figure out what your condition is. But I want you to just consider, what is the fuel that you're putting into your body and your system, and is it serving you? Is it helping you get momentum, or is it taking energy and pulling away from you? I mean, this is really key. If you can get the right fuel and move every day, you're going to be in greater power and momentum. This is the body domain that I look at every day in your routines and habits. Now, when do you do that? In the morning? I recommend in the morning. Some people call it the power hour, or there's other things as part of the core four that I'm going to come back and I'll share with you guys. But I wanted to give you just this momentum of tomorrow. What could you do tomorrow morning to move from manic to momentum in your life, right? What could you do to move from manic and I'm all over the place? I'm not feeling focused. I'm not clear. My mind is just wandering to a place of momentum. I'm telling you two things you can do is movement, move your body some way, some shape. Could be yoga stretching. Um, it could be just like I said, doing some push-ups, it could be sit-ups, it do- it could be walking. I'm not here to again judge you on what specific one you need to do. I'm just saying move and then look at the fuel that you're taking. Fuel up well. Um, for me, that's having some kind of green juice, um, and that is coupled with water. Number, so you're getting hydrated and you're drinking some kind of green juice fuel that helps you get in power every day. Um, if you guys want more specifics on any of that stuff, I'm happy to share it with you. There's different things I use as far as green juice goes. Get things from Trader Joe's. I use Warrior Greens. There's some other things in there that I'm happy to share with you. But here it is. Make it simple. Make it actionable. Don't make it complicated because if you make it complicated, you're not going to get it done and you won't get momentum. Here's the thing about momentum. It's repeated actions, right? It's one to the next, to the next, to the next, right? When we stop, when we break the chain, it's harder to get back into momentum. Hey, Joseph, good to see you. Um, so you're getting fuel. You're getting your walk in. Now you just got to get your fuel. And I'm thinking, even if you get to the end of the day, it's good. It's good to get walking, and dog walking is great. Yes, absolutely. Keep it simple for sure. People make it way too complicated. And they like try to get all these things. I'm like, just take an action. If it's walking your dog, I love it. That's great, Joseph. It's just like, getting out there and moving. Fantastic. Kudos to you. I think more people need pets, probably, right? And there's plenty of pets to adopt. So if you don't have a pet and you're like, hey, I don't know about moving, get a dog. They will help you move and they'll enjoy it. Most of them, anyways. So, but then, like I said, looking at what you guys are doing with your fuel, and if you do this first thing in the morning, this compounds with the rest of the core four. And I'll be sharing more of that this week with you guys. I'll just come on and share some more of that to break it down. What we do in the coaching program is we actually gamify that for you and help you track it and understand over time where am I off. Because here's the thing: if you track it, and this is important too, one thing to know in your head, another thing to track it because the tracking actually helps you keep the momentum going. It literally says, I look on my phone, and like I showed you guys earlier, I show you this because this is what I live by. I want to show you the tools that work. Um, that way I can know Monday, Tuesday, Friday. You guys can see the dates there a little bit there. It's a little hard to see, but you can see the dates there. And then that's how I can see I'm on Monday right now. And so that shows me, am I off? And I can look back over the week and say, oh, you know what? Um, I'm glad he keeps you accountable, Joseph. I just saw that. It keeps you going. And so by showing that, and this is a good way for me to know, I can say, like, am I off? And oftentimes I look back at the week, I'm like, oh, that's right. I didn't get that workout in. Or, I wasn't eating the right food. How many of you guys have like, knew you probably weren't eating the right thing? And I'm guilty of that too. But you feel the after effects of it. You're like, man, I was not fueled right. I ate this. And candidly, my wife and I were just talking about this yesterday. We are going to splitting food because we're like, we don't need to eat all this food or it's heavy food. We still want some, but we're like, yeah, I don't think we need to be overdoing it here. So looking at your fuel, looking at moving your body every day, part of this is called the core four. It's an everyday thing. Keep yourself from manic to momentum. Make it simple. Okay. So if you're not one that likes making and mixing, or yeah, here, I'll tell you guys, I'm not a big fan of using the blender, although I know it's really good for me to put all the pieces together and make green juice. Uh, that's ideal. But reality is that takes extra time. It's all cleanup and stuff like that. You can go to the store. Trader Joe's has some great green juices. Again, if you guys want some suggestions, I'll give you the ones I use. I do use Warrior Greens, which is just a simple powder, and I put that in there sometimes from day to day. Not always the same. I like to vary it a little bit. But the point is, first thing I get up, I'm drinking water, being intentional in hydration. I'm starting to move my body. I've personally found I get greater success moving in the morning than I do later in the evening. However, I've been going to bed and I'm like, you know what? I didn't get my push-ups in or I didn't get some exercise in. And the reality is I'll do it because I want the momentum. I want to make sure that the chain doesn't break, if you will. And so I intentionally will just say, you know what? I'll do something. It may not be everything, it may not be perfect. And here's the thing, don't worry about being perfect. Okay. We're looking for progress. I love the saying progress over perfection. That's what we're looking for. And so don't beat yourself up. Just recognize the fact of the matter is, well, I didn't plan enough. I didn't quite get there where I thought. I wanted to make sure I had enough time. Understand we all have life situations come up, challenges come up. So we can adjust. Don't beat yourself up about this. Just stay in momentum. Get out of manic. All right. I appreciate you guys jumping on. Joseph, thanks for sharing. I love the comments. And encouraging you guys. If this is resonating with you guys and you're hearing this and you're like, you know what, David, I hear you and this could really I know I need some little help in this area, then reach out to me. This is why I've created Steward Your Business, the Steward Yourself program, coaching programs for individuals, not just businesses. That's where I help individuals come in a group environment. We work through these tools, we apply them, we get you clear, and we get you moving to the direction that you want to go and really say, I'm tired of the way I'm showing up. I know I can show up better for myself, number one, but for my loved ones, for those that I work with, for what life looks like with God in your life, and whatever that is for you, just know that you have an advocate here in David Carr, steward your business, And as you guys see this and watch this and take this in, by all means, please share, encourage others. Um, for those of you that haven't found the Intelligent Human Leadership podcast, go ahead and look it up. It's on all the different platforms. I'm releasing another new episode this week on Wednesday. So I'm excited to be able to share that with you guys. I'm sharing real life examples, much like I share here, going live every day. But the point is to give you encouraged, get you moving from manic to momentum, and know that you are loved, appreciated, and that there is a place for you where you don't get stuck any longer. You can make the movement and go to where you know you need to be. Let's get you out of the pit, the doldrums, to the peak where you really want to be and to shine. All right, guys, have an amazing night. I love you. Thanks for coming on here. And I look forward to connecting with you and hearing from you soon. Take care. Night, Al.